welcome to My Brother, Me, an advice show for the modern era. I'm your oldest brother, Justin McElroy.
I'm your middleest brother, Travis McElroy.
I'm Griff. I'm fucking steamed, gang.
Whoa.
I'm
Whoa.
fucking
God.
ticked off today. This morning finds me PO'd.
This is interesting energy to bring to our comedy advice show.
Well, what am I supposed to do when I'm this piss tickled, Trav?
What?
I'm this frustrated and piss tickled. That
You're what?
Just my world's fucking falling apart, Trav, and so I'm really pissed off. Oh.
Uh-huh. Why is that? Oh, because of all the like really bad stuff that's happening in the world and all the the people
exactly.
that are in danger.
Pissed off and ticked on I am because of the you all saw it, right? You all saw it, and it was just a fucking nudge, wasn't it? It was just a little nudge. It was a little kiss.
Wait, what
it
are you
was
talking?
a bump.
Griffin, are you talking about like, you know, how the Notre Dame?
I'm not talking about
Notre Dame?
No, that's covered by all the trillionaires who have nothing better to do. I'm talking about these beautiful beasts, these beautiful Kentucky beasts. And then they bumped, and then that got me really pissed off what happened because of that. Justin, did you hear about this shit?
I am so tired of Griffin telling me how over he is talking about horses. And then he gallops back on the show with another equine.
This isn't even about making
comedy
shit.
bit.
This isn't about goose about horses, Justin. This is about the gosh dang sport. And
I did read about. I just kind of skimmed it. I didn't really like deep read it, but it's something about one horse would have won, but it humped another one.
it wasn't even a hump. It was barely a nudge, Travis. And don't be fucking puerile with your humor when we're talking about something like exciting and important as sports.
So Griffin, I feel like you might be the only one who knows what you're talking about.
Okay. So there's this big horse race that Kentucky does sometimes. Maybe you've heard about it, the one with the hats. And it's the most exciting, like 90 seconds in sports because these horses get together and they race and we make jokes about it every year. But this time the joke's on us, it feels like, because
The viewers.
the Maximum Security, which is the horse's name, everybody was like, that's going to win. It's owned by, quote, billionaire philanthropist Gary West. And Gary West raises himself a good motherfucking pony. And Maximum Security won the Florida Derby, which is a joke. It's a joke race that we all like to poke fun at when we're sitting there in our cool hats. And sure enough, Maximum Security, like a fucking car, like two horses, this guy ran and won the big race. And then he crossed the finish line. They poured all the milk on his head and poured the milk on the jockey's head. And everybody's like, yeah. The one who was supposed to win won, and everybody got a nominal amount of money, except the people who placed stupid bets on weak horses. But then one of the horses was like, hey, to its manager, hey, you should say something. And then the team behind this horse, named Country House, the worst horse name I've ever heard, was like...
It is a very slow name.
Was like, hey, ref, run back the tapes if you don't mind. And apparently, Maximum Security, a whiff of skin.
Had a lot of fun out there.
Had a lot of fun out there, a whiff of skin rubbed up against Country House. They disqualified the fucking horse. Country House was a 65-1 long shot. This horse is a fucking joke. I could have beaten this horse in a foot race. But it was like, actually, I got touched. And so it was in second place, and then it got the win, and then there had to be something going on, because 65-1, that's so much money if you bet on that one, even though you're wrong because it lost because it came in
Super
second.
rich.
What were the
rich.
odds on Maximum Security, Griffin?
1-1. It was supposed to win because it was in prophecy and shit. And then and then it got kicked out of the race forever for doing that.
So Griffin, I want to try to sum up how you're feeling, and you tell me
Pissed
if
off.
you agree with this.
Just say
No,
pissed off.
I want to try to like encapsulate her. So you would say the Kentucky Derby decision was not a good one.
I don't think it was a good decision overall.
So okay, so you would say it was probably, you would say it's like it was a rough and tumble race on a wet and sloppy track. Actually, a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah, I think that's how I would encapsulate.
So you're agreeing with that. So you would also say that only in these days of political correctness could such an overturn occur. The best horse did not win the Kentucky Derby, not even close.
I would say factually, statistically, yes, all that tracks.
You're okay. So this entire tweet, you're like completely on board with.
Yeah.
Whoever tweeted it, you're probably like, no, that one was our our cool president,
no.
Trump.
Well,
but you're so you on this one.
You 1-1, just
You would
like the
1-1.
odds for Maximum
It's
Security.
hand in hand.
Just listen.
Two
There's a
parallel
Venn
light
diagram.
cycles.
Griffin and Donald Trump agree.
Two parallel light cycles screaming towards the wall.
Listen, and if they touch the blue ones out, it's the whole point of the light cycles is to make them bump. Listen, fucking rubbing is racing. These horses are going to touch out there on a sloppy course. I don't understand. Like, I disagree with everything else he's ever said, but this is factual.
I'll take this to its logical conclusion, though. Well, you're like, if one horse was running and stabbed another horse, would you disqualify it?
Well, that happened, of course, in the 1996 Derby when Murder Boy lived up to his name.
Yes, of course. And do you think he should have been disqualified for that?
No, they did book the jockey on that one, which is good because he was really goading him along. That was the right decision.
But the jockey didn't do the stabbing.
No, but he was accomplice, and everybody knows horses can be led. You can't lead a horse to water, but you can make it murder somebody if you say the magic spell in its ear on the racetrack. So
the thing that irritated me about the president's cool tweet is he said the best horse did not win the Kentucky Derby. Not even close. I would say, considering the second place horse was then awarded the victory, he was in fact close. He was way closer than any of the other horses, so much so that he was the second place finisher in that race.
I would also argue that the best horse won and then got disqualified, which is very close.
That's pretty close.
So in either way, the best horse was very close to winning. Either way you look at it.
I can't believe they did the Kentucky Derby on yesterday. It was free comic book day, May the 4th, and also Kentucky Derby, like nerdgasm.
Yeah, sure, man.
You know what I mean?
You know what I also find weird? That it's kind of like a speakeasy thing where they never publicize the Kentucky. It just happens. And if you're not looking, you'll miss it.
Yeah, no one knew it was happening until the horses were like halfway around.
Here's a quote from Bill Mott, who's Country House's trainer, that lucky son of a gun. Bill Maher says, here's the thing about the liberals, because I am one, but don't they stink, guys? Yeah. Cool. No, Bill Mott says, with regards to Luis Saez, who was the jockey on Maximum Security, the most powerful, wonderful horse that ever lived on this earth. And he said of Saez, I think the horse did this on his own. I don't think Luis Saez did anything intentionally. He's a friend of mine. He rides with me. My heart actually aches for them. I've been on the other end of this plenty of times, just not in the Kentucky Derby. Eat my whole asshole, Bill Mott. You know, Bill Mott's like, thanks, Louise. I don't give a fuck like what happened. I got the money. My horse's nuts are now worth $1 billion a piece. Everything kicks ass. The other horse is going to die tonight, and that's on me. And my good friend Luis Saez, who I did pay $100,000 to kick the other horse like he's playing fucking Road Rash.
Horses are dumb. But I don't think they're so dumb that they'd be in a race and they'd be debating side blasting one of their compatriots. It's like, I want to win so bad. I want to side blast this other horse so I get executed in the parking lot tonight.
Not only but
that's so worth it to me.
If you think it's the horse's fault, you shouldn't punish that horse. It's a horse.
It's a horse. It's no horse's fault. It has to
cheat. It doesn't know what the fuck it's doing.
It has to be moment to moment. Anything that happens out there has to be the human being on the horse's fault. There's the horse can take
now, it depends, right? We're talking about nature versus nurture. You grow up in the fields, it's like, oh man, it's all about just being free. And if we find some wild oats, hell yeah. But when you grow up in this environment with somebody every day yelling at you, rubbing is racing, get out there and trade some paint, motherfucker, then these, of course, they're going to just push on the field.
No, but again though, not the horse. Like, this person is offloading blame from the jockey to the horse. It's like the horse has no the horse is just a horse.
The jockey's one job is control the horse.
Yeah. Don't let the horse blast other horse.
Don't let him side blast another horse. Hey,
side
one thing. Keep him moving forward, not side to side.
Not side to side. You lose valuable time that way if you're side blasting your enemies. If you wanted to make the Kentucky Derby fun and watchable, I make it about 40 seconds in every year. I'm like, which way's the bar?
Yeah, too long. A minute and a half? Come on.
Which weapon would you give each jockey to make the Kentucky Derby better?
Only jockey to jockey violence, right? I don't want to see no jockeys hurting horses. Well, more than
no. Jockey to jockey violence, right?
I would say a net. A net seems fun.
I think what would be cool is if instead of weapons, you just, what is there, like 30 horses in this fucking race? Take 15 of them at the starting line and you turn them 180 degrees. And now we go. And hopefully on pretty much the complete opposite side of the track, there's going to be a sort of collision field, a sort of collision,
bob and weave,
sort of a collision zone. Every half lap, we're going to end up entering to the collision zone, and you really need to sort of get around that. And I think it's just last horse standing.
What about this? Tinier horses
that you would now explain. Explain
same
that.
exact. It's the same exact race, but like miniature horse. Instead of full size horses, I would watch the hell out of it. Give me like 12 little Sebastians out there.
Yeah,
forget about it. I'm watching the hell out of that.
We could do 29 little horses and one big powerful horse and
one Clydesdale.
Got a mighty hunger that can only be satisfied in one dark way.
Instead of 30 horses in the same space, 300 horses.
300 horses is really good, Trav.
I was actually going to suggest that when Griffin asked how many horses there were, I thought he was going to like quintuple it and just let him get out there and team.
Yeah, what would be tight is if the track was made out of just slick stainless steel and then it sort of sloped inward, like it sloped towards the center of the track, so it would collect all the good horse grease that would be generated by these 300 beautiful animals just walking all over each other. Just catch all that grease in a pan in the middle, and then the winner gets to eat it for power.
Check this idea out. One island.
Okay.
400 oats. Some horses. Race it out.
Race Island.
Race Island.
I'm telling you, man, if you really want to sell Race Island, you've got to get the word horse in the title. Race Island, a horse show. This fall on ABC.
A horse endeavor. Race Island, a father horse mystery. The horse is a priest.
Race War, a horsey story. Oh wait, it's actually getting worse.
Race Island, helicopters. It's horses though. Yeah, but we watch them with the helicopters.
How about 30 horses? One of them's a robot, and we're not going to tell you which.
All right.
And the twist is, they're all robots.
God, that was a lot of horse work we just did there. Good work, boys.
You begged for it.
Still got it.
You wanted it so bad. I mean Griffin, not you, the listener. You didn't ask for any of that.
They've been begging for it, too.